You have never seen it. You have never touched it. Yet it decides what you watch, what you buy, and who you date. It filters the news you believe, and sometimes whether you get a job. It does not breathe. It does not vote. It does not sleep. But it influences billions of human decisions every second. It is not a machine. It is not an app. It is something older and far more powerful. You already know the object, the algorithm, but you don't know the story. Today, the word algorithm feels modern. It sounds like Silicon Valley and artificial intelligence. It feels born from code and glowing screens. But the algorithm is not digital in origin. It is not even American. It was born more than 1,000 years ago in the libraries of Baghdad. It began as a simple idea, a repeatable method for solving a problem. No screens, no electricity, just ink, parchment, and numbers. From that quiet insight emerged a structure that now shapes civilization. Finance runs on it. Search engines depend on it. Medicine, policing, and warfare use it. The algorithm is not just code. It is a system of decision-making. And once we handed it our choices, it began shaping us back. The story begins in 9th century Baghdad. A scholar named Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi worked in the House of Wisdom. This was a center of translation, mathematics, and astronomy. Al-Khwarizmi wrote about Hindu-Arabic numerals. He described systematic steps for solving equations. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Follow the procedure and you reach the solution. When his works were translated into Latin, his name changed. Al-Khwarizmi became Algorithmi, Algorithmus, algorithm. The word did not mean computer code. It meant a mechanical method. It meant a precise sequence. It was a way to eliminate ambiguity from reasoning. For centuries, algorithms lived quietly in mathematics. Long division is an algorithm. Navigation tables are algorithms. Astronomical predictions follow algorithms. Even recipes are algorithms. Knitting patterns follow algorithms. Military drills are algorithms in motion. In the 19th century, something shifted. A woman named Ada Lovelace examined Charles Babbage's analytical engine. She saw more than a calculator. She imagined a machine following symbolic instructions. Not just numbers, but symbols and logic. She wrote what many consider the first computer algorithm. The machine was never completed, but the concept was born. A programmable sequence executed by a machine. In the 1930s, Alan Turing formalized computation. He imagined a device reading instructions from a tape. It executed them step by step. This became known as the Turing machine. Turing proved that any computation can be broken into simple operations. If something can be described as a procedure, it can be automated. War accelerated everything. During World War II, algorithms helped crack the Enigma code. Ballistics calculations became automated. Early computers replaced rooms of human computers. The algorithm was no longer abstract. It became speed and mechanical power. It became scale. In the 1960s and 70s, algorithms entered banks. Credit scoring models evaluated risk. Insurance pricing became statistical. You did not know your life was being scored, but it was assigned a number. That number predicted your reliability. Then came the internet. Search engines faced chaos. Billions of pages needed ranking. In 1998, 2 graduate students built PageRank. It judged importance based on links. Popularity became measurable. Relevance became mathematical. Visibility itself was determined by an algorithm, and visibility is power. Social media evolved the model further. The feed was no longer chronological. It became curated and optimized. Algorithms tracked your behavior. They recorded what you paused on. They measured what you hovered over. The system learned your preferences before you voiced them. Recommendation engines grew more sophisticated. They used collaborative filtering and predictive modeling. The objective was simple: Maximize time, maximize clicks, maximize retention. The algorithm was no longer serving information. It was shaping it. News feeds amplified outrage. Controversy traveled faster than nuance. Emotion outperformed reason. Political campaigns exploited targeting systems. Messages became micro-segmented. Behavior was predicted through data. The algorithm did not care about truth. It cared about probability. Streaming platforms followed the same logic. Music and films were recommended by patterns. Autoplay reduced friction. Culture began fragmenting into personalized bubbles. Shared broadcasts faded. Every person occupied a customized media stream. Hiring algorithms scanned resumes. Keywords filtered candidates automatically. Risk models predicted employee turnover. In courtrooms, predictive tools estimated recidivism. Sentencing recommendations were influenced by risk scores. The algorithm had entered governance. Many described algorithms as neutral. They were called objective and mathematical. But algorithms are trained on data. Data reflects history. If past hiring favored certain groups, models may replicate that pattern. If policing data overrepresented certain neighborhoods, systems amplify surveillance there. Bias was not coded maliciously. It was encoded statistically. Investigations revealed disparities in risk assessment tools. Debate followed. Should algorithms be transparent? Should they be explainable and auditable? Another hidden story emerged. The attention economy rewarded emotional extremes. Engineers discovered anger increased engagement. Optimization systems gravitated toward provocation, not by ideology, by mathematics. The algorithm does not hate. It optimizes. Deep learning accelerated the transformation. Neural networks became complex and opaque. Some systems became too intricate to fully explain. We moved from procedural logic to probabilistic intelligence. Artificial intelligence now generates art and text. It predicts protein structures. It guides autonomous vehicles. Yet it still rests on the same principle, a sequence of rules for solving a problem. Today, the problem is us. Our behavior is modeled. Our attention is predicted. The question is no longer what algorithms can compute. The question is what they are computing about you. The algorithm began as a mathematical tool. It was designed for clarity. Over centuries, it evolved into digital infrastructure. It filters information. It predicts preferences. It ranks relevance. It is neither villain nor savior. It is amplification. Whatever it measures, it magnifies. In a world measured by engagement, we become the data it feeds on. If you found this story revealing, like the video. Subscribe for more cinematic microhistories. Because the most powerful objects are often invisible. You already know the object. You don't know the story. Subscribe to ObjectLore for more hidden histories hiding in plain sight.